and yet no money in rehabilitation. We're sending them to jail to be rehabilitated, but when, when they get out, there's nothing.
Out even worse. They coming out even in a worse state of mind than they are. They have no sense of what. Since they take another police, how they gonna prove themselves if they just sit in the cell doing nothing? What is helping them to improve? Y'all taking the casual for them to learn. What is y'all taking them? So basically, they just getting like staying in a room with a cell just for a certain amount of years, without gaining no sense of responsibility, no sense of education, no sense of improvement. What is the improvement?
There's a big waiting room.
Yes.
Can you imagine this young man knows more about what we're talking about today than most people in the position of power that shift this money around?
Oh, sure.
He should be downstairs speaking to them on the floor of the Senate, Shift the money to the communities.
Are you visiting all the legislators?
A few of them, yeah.
Did you go to any Republicans?
Wasn't on our schedule.
We're part of the coalition. We brought over 450 people.
Some are doing. We were doing 4, and some are doing. So I'm sure. I think everybody's covered. Everybody's covered. Yeah.
We're meeting with a huge number of people, and Senator Perkins has been a huge advocate, and we appreciate his support, and we're really here to ask for his continued support in these new programs, and because we do believe that these are, this is the right way to approach. New York's prison population has been going down, crime has been going down, and we still can do much more. The Rockefeller reforms were a great step, and we appreciate the hard work that went into it. And as we discussed today, and we're more than happy to answer any questions you may have about these issues, but we still are part of we still have a huge prison population. We still have over 40,000 people that are currently incarcerated and that will one day come home. So we have to ensure that what the public we have to ensure that people who are returning from prison have the opportunity so they can become part of the productive society and keep our communities safe. It's not just about saving money. It's about public safety. And we truly believe that these are methods to reduce the incarceration, save money, and keep people safe. Those are 3 important things for us. And you can go upstate. You can ask anybody. I feel like that's the same answer that they will give you. It says saving money, keeping their community safe, and making sure that we just don't warehouse people.
Like he said with the Parole Act, I feel that is a violation of some people's rights because knowing you probably have a lot of means, don't you not? You miss out on some means because of family emergency. But I feel that they expect you to commit to send to every court, every meeting, every time when they knock on the door, they expect you to be there. That's impossible for anybody. Even if you stay home a day, one day you might have to go to the store. It's impossible to do that. You got, and some of the people who come abroad, they probably got a good job. Their job that overlooks that record. And they find that because of the meetings, sometimes the meetings they miss their pay. Most jailers that come out of jail, they probably have to pay child support. If they miss a day of work, that's probably taking a lot of money out of their check to pay bills, pay for their child support, pay for their kids' clothes, and all that. And I feel that that's a violation because you just missed one meeting, you missed a phone call. That's not a fair.
The parole officer, rather than violate them and send them back, they should say, okay, you know what? You did a little something. Let's talk about it and find out why, instead of sending them back so quickly and filling up the jails again.
They send them back
over nonsense.
What's that budget?
If you have any questions in terms of follow up, you can definitely contact the court in person. Caitlin Dunkley.
Okay, and this is all like the budget cuts, right?
We did great. We did great. We had over 400 people up from all over the state. People are really pumped about their days. We met with over 140 legislators, and we delivered a message to Albany that we need to downsize our prison system.
All right, where do we go from here?
We try to keep these folks involved. We try to keep the young people involved in the movement. It's more than just a day, more than just an event, and we're going to be doing district visits. We're going to be following up with legislators and holding their feet to the fire in the coming months, and we'll be back here before they know it to make sure that they respond to the needs of the community and downsize the prison system.
Guys, how did we do today?
Very good. I think we learned something, you know, we taught something, or well, not taught something, well, did we teach something?
No, we did real. I accomplished my goal. I feel like we did real good.
What was the goal?
Speaking to a bigger man.
Now, and
I feel like we got our point across.
and not being afraid of talking to a bigger man. Yeah, I thought so.
Excellent, excellent.
It's Daniel's wife left.
How did we do today, Daniel?
We did fairly well. Met some opposition. A couple of the Republicans not so keen on some of the issues, the prison closures and whatnot, but you know, all you got to do is get them to open up a little bit, and hopefully this will move forward, and we'll be able to get a lot of things done and make communities better, close some of those prisons that need to close down, and make a difference.
Excellent. Can you think of any high points in your day today?
We met with a Republican assemblywoman from upstate, and I had what I thought was going to be a really hard conversation, and she turned out to be really pleasant. Cared about the issue. She said if we give her numbers, give her a proper plan, that she'd be open to it. So that's promising. That's very very good to see.
Will Norris.
Will North, how'd you do today?
I thought we had a great conversation with the legislatures that we spoke to. I'm from the Osborne Association. I work specifically with the New York Initiative for Children of Incarcerated Parents. So clearly this is an important issue for us because we understand the impacts that having these prisons, particularly prisons that are so remote from our communities, how it adversely impacts children and families in an attempt to maintain communication or maintain some level of a relationship with their incarcerated parents or loved ones. So we believe that aside from it making economical sense to close facilities that are underutilized, but it also makes sense as it relates to the impacts that those decisions can have on families when you look at the significant number of families who are coming from the inner cities, who are finding themselves in these very rural areas, 300 and 400 miles away from home. So we think it's a critical issue on a number of fronts.
Where do you think we could go from here?
Well, I think we just got to continue to bring our young people to the table. You know, we had a significant number of young people here who were just really dynamic, and I think they added a different element, you know, to our ability to bring this issue to the level of value that it has for them. You know, that it really has resonated with them. And I think their presence here makes it even more so because they get a sense of their own power and the voice they have if given the opportunity to share their own thoughts about, you know, being impacted by incarceration, is over-reliance of incarceration in this country. I think it sort of empowers them and makes them feel more connected to these issues as opposed to having adults speak for them all the time. They have an opportunity to speak for themselves. And I think that is so important. So we got to continue to hand them the baton and let them rise up. And we got to support them in their efforts to be vocal about these issues that are so impactful.
Bob Ganji, and we did great today. We got a movement going, and we're gonna tear down prisons, shut down prisons, and create a better society.
Why don't you tell us about the high point today?
High point today was my speeches. Now, the high point today was the kids singing Empire State of Mind.